Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And as you see here, they're here. Pearly is here. They are finally here. This cute little bundle of joy alongside her. I know Pure Lily. I know Lily is the girl and then Pearly himself is the dude. They're here on Master Duel, but we're not it's not complete yet, and they turned possibly their best card into an ultra rare, so that's to be expected. You want to curb the power level a bit there, and I'm just no wait no the field spell is here. God damn, I thought the fields I thought it did not include the field spell, but not all of the cards are here yet. The ones from Duelist Nexus will probably be in the next update sometime next month, or basically within this year. But unfortunately, they are not at full power just yet. I even crafted a bunch of Lyrilisk just so that if I really wanted to play this deck now, this is what I would play because they're here and they will be combating Kashtira. As weird as that sounds flavor wise, because how the hell can this little thing alongside his friend here face off against dragon men things? But fortunately or unfortunately, we will be playing in tryhard mode today, and I will skip over or skedaddle over to the deck that we'll be playing for this video. Okay, so this is what we will be bringing into today's video, and yes, I will be in tryhard mode today, as I will be bringing in Kashtira Control. So this is more centered around just manipulating the board state so that you will either mill your opponent to death, which Diablosis is like a very, very fast way of milling your opponent out. Although, granted, you only really need like one copy of him, and then he banishes like around half whatever deck size your opponent has at that point. Well, hopefully, you only have that much to work with at that point. But this is Kashtira Control. It's not fun for the receiving end, but if we really need to slow down playing Yu-Gi-Oh these days, what with how the paper game has been looking the past couple of months, this is the start. Shangri-Ira Control, just lock your opponent's zones out, and then backed up by the the still powerful, but it hasn't been power crept out of the format yet, Runic Engine. This is still here because I still believe in its power, even though a lot of its it's deserved that most of its more powerful cards are semi-limited, so that you won't really run into too many of these things. I would go over the card by card, but the moment Kashtira was available here on Master Duel, everybody was playing some variant of it. There are combo variants that involve Galaxy Tomahawk, and surprisingly, with of all things, the Arrival at Ignister for some reason. Granted, it is a monster that is completely unaffected by everything, and then they usually end it with like 4,000 attack. So not a lot of monsters can realistically hit over it, unless of course you kaiju it away. But otherwise, we'll be playing the control variant of Kashtira because I am very tired of playing combo. I want to play something slower for once. So, we're gonna be in tryhard mode today. I will highly likely not do as many wisecracks and whatnot. And again, I will not go over the card by card because literally day one, Kashtira hit this platform, everybody was playing it. Like there is one out of every 3 duels is not a Kashtira matchup. So take a deep breath, dive in with a Rise Heart, or just Rise Heart in this case, because his Xyz form is not yet in this game, but probably will be once Duelist Nexus comes out. So let's get into these duels. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention during the intro was that alongside the Pearly and a bunch of other new cards coming into Master Duel out of Photon Hypernova in the paper game, great. First match against Labyrinth, great. But I think we stand a chance here. Apart from that, there will be 2 events that will be happening for the month of September. One will be the another monster limit event where you can only use beast warriors, winged beasts, and then somehow insects as well. The event's called King of the Island. for some reason, and then it features those. So I'm not sure what reference it is to the anime, but there it is. And then the second thing will be a Fusion X Xyz event. So that aligns pretty well with Pearly being introduced into this game, although they're not exactly at full power just yet. So I may record a video with the loner decks if they're interesting to me, but otherwise we will highly likely just stick with another video idea that I have in the works. So we're gonna go with our thing here, and we will special summon Unicorn because that does not start a chain. Okay, do you have something for this opponent? I'm assuming you do because you are Labyrinth. Okay, you do not yet. So they're saving their interaction for something far more impactful, like what I'm going to do now. Most of his interaction is like in the back. All right, he's going to summon Labyrinth. I'm assuming it's the lovely lady here. I will not do anything just yet. Although, the field spell resolves, so I think now would be a good time as any to resolve this Smiting Storm, and then we'll banish the top 4 cards of his deck. That is always Gucci. I should have played the continuous spell here, but I wanted to get Unicorn out of the way first. All right. What did we banish? Oh God, if the game allows me. A little laggy, but I think we can work with it. All right, we banished the field spell, so that's a good thing. Most Labyrinth decks that I see these days run only the one. So unless they have a spare, which is likely, but without checking we're gonna need to check their deck after the fact. But for now, we're gonna work with the information that has been given to us here. Right? We'll get Kashtira Birth. That's always a given. And then we'll not activate the fountain just yet. Okay. Then Ariana, yep, and then Lady of the Labyrinth, and then we will do our thing. Okay, that's 4 links. Holy shit. Labyrinth, just go do your thing. All right, runic tip. I'm assuming they will do something here. We could just summon Hugin after we search, so that we will be, at least our onboard stuff will be protected from destruction. There we go. Yep, chain link 6. Can we go up to 7? Will we be able to go up to 7? Yes, we will, but as soon as this allows us. There we go. All right. Runic Slumber. Target a monster on the field next time could be destroyed. It's not destroyed. It cannot attack. Oh shoot. I think it's fine because we're using the runic stuff anyway. It's fine if we don't attack here. Again, most of the Kashtira monsters have decent stats, so it's not going to be too easy to run over them. But there are some monsters that can. There are some main deck monsters that can. So there's always that. So we can't target Lady Labyrinth here, but we can target Lovely Lady. So there's that. I think we should just destroy her while we have the chance, because we have that one in hand, and then that allows us to cycle our cards, or we can just target the back row and then be done with that. So yeah, they are a back row based deck after all, so I think it's better to deal with that now rather than later. Okay, yep, Chandraglier is back to hand. Then Welcome Labyrinth sets itself. Shit, that was a very lucky hit there, but I think it's fine because we still activated something, and that's an additional draw that we can get off of Runic Fountain. So I think that's no skin off our backs, all things considered here. Okay, so we target those 3. And then, because he activated a bunch of monster effects, I mean, their extra deck doesn't really matter, but if they do draw into one of their pots, we can at least reduce their chances of them activating multiples of them. So that's always a plus. So this is like a control mirror of all things. And yep, using Dogmatic Punishment there. That's fine because it cannot be destroyed once, so it's usually by the effect of Dogmatica Punishment itself, but it will be destroyed by the Entis that I suspect my opponent will send here. So this matchup will take a while because it's two control decks trying to outmuscle each other, and then somebody assembles lethal somewhere, or in my case, I mill my opponent out. But if they're gonna de-barrier me out of this game, then I do not like my odds at all. But we're still gonna try, god damn it. But like I said, this duel will take a while, so ooh, yeah, just a bunch of disposable stuff. Although he can go into Muckracker here. I've been seeing this monster more and more, but I think I should just get rid of the other Entis. Just so that we won't worry about her anymore. Yeah. And it's badge face down, so no way to recycle. So there's that. Okay, let's order this right. So 1, that's the card that is at the top most. And 3 is the bottommost. Alright, we did not need Max C. Although Fenrir, I'm not angry about it. I don't think he'll be doing any more summoning because his 3 other back row are already, have been set by all of his other effects. So that's fine here. Okay. So now we're going to use Kashtira Birth. And I think using Shangri-Ira here and now is actually Gucci. Because he can't use the barrier just yet. So we're gonna do this, and then we will add a Kashtira monster. In this case, it's Ogre, since it's literally the... Oh wait, no, I keep forgetting we have Rise Heart. I keep forgetting we have Rise Heart. Oh my god. Oh my god. Although we already did normal summon, so we can only... I think this guy is just better for next turn rather than now. And then, I think we should use Big Eye here. Yeah. I'm not going to be doing any attacking anyway. Yeah, and let's just, while we can, I think it's better now rather than later. So we get Big Eye. It's just a one of in our deck, but most decks have at least two copies of Big Eye. I only prefer the one because I need room for my runics. Okay, and we'll get Big Eye. We'll detach Fenrir, so we'll recycle him later. And then we can target her, but we can target Lovely Lady. So excuse me, madame. Come over to my side of the field. Thank you very much. There we go. So that's one thing out of the way, and then. Oh, we can. Okay. I think we can still do this. In spite of everything. Okay, so we'll special summon Fenrir because I forgot Kashtira Birth does that. There we go. We'll summon Fenrir. We'll summon Rise Heart once the game allows me. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. Opponent, I promise you I'm not slow playing on purpose. It's just that the inputs have a significant lag time between each of them. Okay, opponent? I am not slow playing on purpose. It's just taking me a while to do all of my plays because of all of this lag in between each input. Okay. Mill 3 there, or rather banish 3. And then I think we're just going to Diablosis. Just try to hedge against we only banished 4. Oh god. Did we banish any more than that? No, we only banished 4. So I think just going to Shangri-Ira here is the best option. Yeah, rather than go for anything cute, we should just go with Shangri-Ira here. There we go. Then we have Max C to deter my opponent from doing anything too broken. So there we go. 100 seconds left. It usually doesn't take me this long to accomplish the lines in this deck, but that's serviceable enough. Yep, D-barrier, that's completely fine. Oh god. Oh, it also negates effects. I forgot it does that. I thought it just prevents summoning. So Shangri-Ira is turned off for the turn, but it does have a 3k booty, so there's that. He has to work a little hard to get rid of Lovely Lady here. So, and then Big Eye, of course. 2k defense is pretty Gucci as well. So my opponent will have to work hard for this one. Yeah, I'm just activating that for posterity's sake so that it won't, so that the triggers won't bother me anymore. So there's that. So this will take, again, I keep saying this will take a while, so I'll finally cut to whatever interesting point me and my opponent end up with. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, we're back. And I just realized that I had won by this point. I had milled my opponent out. I did not notice that. I was so focused on just surviving because my opponent had quite the impressive board on him, but I did not care to check how many cards they had left in the deck. And I just realized now that I'm somehow, amidst all of these interactions here, I banished a Gozen, so they were full like floodgate labyrinth apparently, but I was so focused on the game that I did not care to notice anything else. And of course, the like as you can see now, the spikes of lag that happen every few seconds or so. But I did not think I would win. I did not think I would win that, but I apparently did. So we take those around here. Next duel. Okay, going first is always good, especially with this deck in particular. None of our Kashtira cards, but we did end up with a really good runic half of the deck. So this is like the main problem with my specific build. You get one or the other half. It's never both, which is fascinating. My opponent will only draw one card off this. I am not concerned in the slightest about that. I'll just draw my cards next turn. Yeah. So Hugin is always Gucci here. And again, I do not believe in the power of Moonin, although granted, he is targeting negation, which is very, very minor. But it still like saves your bacon from out of nowhere when the need arises. And he doesn't really recycle himself that well, unlike Hugin here. But that's why I don't really run him in the deck. I run the full boat three, or whatever that term is. I run the full boat of Freki and Jerry, and that's honestly all I ever really need. And it has been servicing me very, very well. So there's that. And we will leave our, we'll leave it with like again. This is a very innocuous looking board, but I am stacked with interaction here. Let's see here. I mean, we have Destruction Protection in Hugin, we have a Called by the Grave set, and then we have an Ash Blossom to stop whatever searching my opponent could potentially do. And then he only drew one card off that Maxi, so that's an Upstart Goblin at least, a free Upstart Goblin if anything. So let's see what my opponent is going to be up to. He should be a little scared because if you've played against enough runics, you would know that if a runic player has any cards in hand, they have interaction more than, and if they set a card, that's even scarier. Oh boy, it's the mirror. Oh no. Oh no, it's the mirror. Oh boy. This is not what we stop. Honestly, this is not what we stop. Oh my god. There's so many other choke points, but this could be the one that allows them to head into basically try and break parity with me here. So yeah, I have to shotgun Ash Blossom here, or else my opponent could potentially crawl back into the game with this one. Oh boy, I don't usually like using Ash Blossom on Runic Tip. I'd rather use it on Hugin, but if he's starting with Tip, then that means he has others. See, this is exactly why he could potentially hit. This exactly what he could potentially have. Oh my god. Okay, so we are in a runic mirror of some sort. He did see that I threw away a Rise Heart, so he knows that I am up to meta bullshit. So we do not know what flavor of runic they are just yet, but from what we're seeing so far, it's pretty it's just it seems to be pure runic, but they do have a full 15 card extra deck. So we could be seeing something more here, but we shall see. This is actually fine since since Kashtira Birth gets stuff from the banish pile anyway. So yeah, I'm not too torn up about it, but it still sucks. So that's another one of those games that'll take a while. We don't know what flavor of runic they are just yet. Oh dear god, they are banishing a lot of good stuff here. We shall see if I even survive until my next turn. So yeah, there's another of those that'll take a while. So I'll just see you guys at the next interesting point. Okay, so a small update here. My opponent is on Naturia Runic, or as I keep preferring to call it, Runes of Nature. So Mole Cricket here is as prime a target as any for Called by the Grave. Oh my god, opponent, I am so sorry for this, but you have been kicking my ass over the past couple of minutes. So this is just payback's just a bitch here. Unless you have something to protect here. Alright. He did have a way to protect. He did manage to draw into Naturia Blessing. He managed to recycle enough of his runic spells so that he can draw 3 cards. So now Called by the Grave is a blank. And then he'll summon 2 runics off of Mole Cricket here. I'm assuming it's just Camellia and Sunflower, which is the which will basically set up everything in this deck. And yeah, Camellia. Wow, just Camellia. Really? You're not gonna summon anything else? All right. Well, then again, I don't have a monster that has over 2,000 attack here. So yeah, that's like Mole Cricket's biggest weakness. You'd need to have your opponent needs to have a monster with attack that's higher than you so that you can summon enough monsters. And then yeah, he's even going into combos here. Yeah, Stardust Charge Warrior. I cannot believe I tripped up on saying that. Draws 1 card even, and then that's a 6. And no, Charge Warrior is not a synchro. I did not realize that. Although yeah, another Naturia Blessing, because that thing is not once per turn. Then he even has access to Baron de Fleur. So we'll just move on to the next duel. Alright, I always love going first, especially with all of the decks that I play on this channel. Absolutely nothing that will get our place going too far with the Kashtira half, but we did draw into the runic half, so that's always a plus. Well, once the game loads. Alright, cool. So we'll summon a runic. You've all seen this play before. We'll get Hugin. We have quote-unquote full combo here, so there's that. Yep, Hugin, yeah, do your thing, summon yourself, activate your effect, blah blah blah, unless my opponent has infinite impermanence. We'll discard Birth for now, because we don't have anything else going. We will have to Called by the Grave that once the game loads. There we go. Alright, use Called by the Grave. That unfortunately turns off our Ash Blossom as well. We will only be able to use it when it comes back around to our turn, which is extremely unfortunate. That means we only have 1 point of interaction and nothing else. And that's going to be very dangerous, especially if my opponent opened with an Ash Blossom. So we're gonna see here. We only have a 1 monster negate, and that is very scary. Although we can still bluff that we have something else because we Called by the Grave and Ash Blossom. So there's also that. So we'll just pass our turn here and hope to the gods that we do not die. But that's extremely unlikely because of how Yu-Gi-Oh is these days. So there we go. What does my opponent do? This is combos. We will not activate Ash Blossom here because it is currently negated by Called by the Grave. Although Xiamen is a good target for freezing curses. So there's that. Because some punk combos stop when Xiamen can't trigger her effect. But if he's starting with Sharakusai, that is extremely problematic because he is baiting me into not getting into anything else. Although Rising Carp could also potentially be a choke point. That was his normal summon, so there's that. Using Xiamen as material, that is interesting. Okay. What else are you going to do here? You still have 3 cards in hand though, so I'll commend you for that. Alright, cool. Going into Rising Carp, yes. Tribute summon, this fusion summon card. Do we negate him here? That is the question. He does have 3 cards in hand, and we will be able to draw 2 now rather than later. And knowing Punk, they probably have other search. They probably have some other search effects in hand. And also knowing Punk, they probably don't. Oh my god, they are on. This is combo Cashier. This isn't Punk at all. Oh no. Oh my god, this is combo Punk. Oh boy. Or rather combo Kashtira. So we are in for a wild ride here. Okay, drawing into a max C will hopefully deter my opponent from doing too many plays, but we did negate their Rising Carp. So that could be a turn stopper right then and there, but they do still have 3 cards in hand, and I mean, they could just pass, because if there's anything about any runic deck in particular, they kill very, very slowly. Yeah, but Kashtira does help expedite that process by having a Diablosis banished like up to 10 cards, 6 to 10 cards even, depending on how much banishing you've been doing at that point. So yeah, while my opponent's in tank here, we're just gonna skip to the next interesting point. So we'll see you guys there. Okay, so a small update here. My opponent ended on Psychic and Punisher, but nothing else. He only has a singular back row. He basically threw his entire hand away just to make a Psychic and Punisher. Granted, he is very hard to out, so we can give him that. And he is currently unaffected by all of my card effects because he has the lower life total. And he can keep increasing his life, and Psychic and Punisher can keep increasing his attack power for basically every time that my opponent's life points get any lower. We just died. And then he'll use Psychic and Punisher here to lower his life points a bit more and then gain more attack depending on the difference. Oh, that does not destroy. That is interesting. I did not know that that was just that. Gain life. Wait. Gain life points equal to the target monster's original attack. Why? Oh, only if you control a punk monster. Okay, so it's literally just a negate. It's just a negate. All right, once per turn negate. I think we still stand a chance. Okay, let's see. I mean, they are empty-handed, so we could still do something here, unless there's a graveyard effect that I am completely missing, because I have no experience in playing punk at all. I just know that they are a wombo combo synchro deck, and they end on shit like this. That's a flex and a half using Max C as an attacker. Oh my god. That literally just means he has absolutely nothing else. He did activate a monster effect, so we can at least use Kashtira Unicorn here and just check out his extra deck. That's a scary one to have. This is literally combo Kashtira, and all of his deck, all of the cards in his extra deck are all one-offs. Oh my god, and he only used 2 of them so far? Oh my god, this is literally a pick your poison situation. Oh my god. I think I can just... I should just get rid of Baron de Fleur. Just prevent him from gaining a negate. And she's also the easiest to make out of all of the options that he has in the deck. So there's also that. Yep, gain life, sure, gain attack equal. Yeah, that's 6,800. Haha, nice. Going into attack, sure. So we'll just keep setting cards here until somebody blinks. Nobody will move until the Psychic and Punisher sings. I'll just see you guys in the next interesting. Ooh, that's maybe not, but that's at least something. But we'll get there when we get there. So I'll just see you guys at the next interesting point. If there's one thing about this deck is that I always win as many duels as I lose, and that's a good thing apparently, because that is again, also apparently what you need in order to reach the highest rank here on Master Duel, which I think is now called Master, which is appropriate given the name of this game and all. So we start with Unicorn. Let's see if my opponent auto-concedes, because I have seen people auto-concede to the sight of a Kashtira monster. And that's always a possibility. My opponent's internet is notwithstanding. They have either rage quit or nope, nothing much has happened just yet. Okay, use Kashtira Unicorn to search a spell card, which is usually just Kashtira Birth. And no, I am not running the trap card that Ogre searches, because that card sucks. Oh my god. I mean, yes, it's a summon on the opponent's turn, but there are better options, guys. Come on. There are better options. Just wait for the second wave of support to come along, which just supercharges this deck up to 1,000,000. Just wait for that instead. Just don't run preparations, please. There are better options. Just like this one. Just splash Kashtira into something else. Like what I'm doing here with Runic. Okay, sure, that's an imperm that is not going to be targeted at my Hugin, so that's +1.5. Runic Destruction. Okay. My arm's itchy. There we go. Do you have something for this? Opponent. Nope, you do not. Well, not yet anyway. We'll go with Hugin here once she shows up on screen. There we go. Hugin, do your thing. Hugin, trigger effect. Rather, yeah, I think it's a trigger, not an activation. Yeah, but because it's an on summon thing. So there's that. Do you have something for that one, opponent? Do you? You do have 4 cards in hand, though. You could have something. Ooh, using Torby here and now. What will you be discarding along with the stove? Discarding evenly matched. Excuse me. All right. I think that's fine. We'll just draw 2 cards once we get our once we get the fountain. And then let's see what let's see if that even stops my opponent. Yeah, I mean, because evenly match will not really get them anywhere, which is I think expected at this point, because I will be. Oh yeah, we can even take out if they even have stuff that. Oh yeah. We'll use unicorn to take out at least one of the entices, if that's even the plural form of entis. Sure. Draw me. I can just draw my cards next turn. That's completely fine. I'll just actually save Golden Droplet for my opponent's turn, so that we can hopefully banish something later. Oh, that was negated. All right, I forgot that he impermed it, but I think that's fine. We'll just put fountain on the board, and then we have our 2 pieces of interaction in hand. So your move, opponent. Let's see if your internet holds up, just like my sanity. All right, opponent. Let's see. He did set a normal trap, which is big welcome. I think so. I think he set big welcome. That was the one he searched. Yes, it was big welcome. All right. So he can summon Lady Labyrinth here, whichever variant of her there is. All right, cool. Pot of extra. That is completely fine. Banishing. I'm assuming the full boatload of 6. We will use this now, so that we can reduce your chances of drawing into anything significant, hopefully, question mark. If we do manage to get rid of the lovely ladies, that is a very big bonus in my book. Okay, Golden Droplet will resolve. I think we banished one of them. It just sucks that this gets in the way. Right, okay, oh my god, those were big hits. We even banished an IDP, holy shit. Okay, now we will draw cards much later, assuming they summon one of their lovely ladies, or if they summon any of their other labyrinth creatures, which is always something you wait for. That is as good a target as any. not just any of the other labyrinth monsters. No. Fenrir bad. Fenrir very bad. Fenrir very bad. Okay, we can use unicorn much later. Unless something else happens here, question mark. We do have exactly 3 in the graveyard, so we'll get our full boatload of 3. Okay, yep, summoning the... I'm assuming this is the lovely lady now, rather than later. Well, we did banish one of the ladies. Lovely lady. Okay, yeah, it is lovely. So she will highly likely pop one of my cards on board, because I don't think she has anything else better to do. Oh, saving Fenrir using the trap card. Does that make my shit fully resolved? Question mark. I'm assuming you're going to target the field spell, but I do have a Hugin, so I'm not too worried. Okay, yep, Torby, yeah, you do your thing. Yep, Runic Fountain. You will attempt to draw 3 cards, unless you have another Drone Lockbird, which is not a good play for me. Well, it's a good play for my opponent, but that's very bad for me. We will stack it like so, since they are a back row based deck after all. Okay, yep, Runic Destruction is about exactly what I was looking for. Okay, yep, Torby, then lovely lady. I'm assuming ooh, going for my hand instead. That is interesting. Okay. So we get Unicorn's effect here. We will banish one of the Entis. which I assume is in his extra deck. But what I do not know is how many copies he has, if any at all. And it appears he no longer has any, so we will banish the Muckracker because that's usually what they go for whenever they need to, because Muckracker is she just needs two effect monsters, so there's that. And it also helps that her design is really good. There's one thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, granted they don't really credit their artists, but a lot of recent Yu-Gi-Oh! Art is of a huge improvement over what we used to have. If you look at like the first 10 sets of Yu-Gi-Oh! My god, the art there is, well, let's just say a lot of them did not age well at all. Although Jerry Beansman will always have a special place in everyone's hearts, so there's always that. This is like the third duel in a row where it's just a grind fest on Master Duel right now, and I freaking love it. Nobody is doing well. Granted, one of my opponents was Combo Cash Tira with the Punk engine and whatnot, but everything, it's slowing down. Yu-Gi-Oh is finally slowing down, but I will have to pop that right away, please. I do not want to have to deal with that field spell, please. I do not, please, no. Okay, so this is another of those duels that will take a while, so let's just skip to the next interesting point. Okay, we're back, and my opponent activated a very powerful one-of that is now in all Labyrinth decks, Eradicator Epidemic Virus. This card has been the bane of everyone's existence when it was at 3, and thank the gods that we are not experiencing it at its full capacity, because there's only one. And if it's negated in any way, shape, or form, like what I'm doing now, at least we're mitigating some of the damage, unfortunately, and we'll at least have one card in hand in Fenrir. Okay, yep, that will be destroyed by Eradicator Epidemic Virus. I'm assuming they named spell cards because the game did not load properly. I'm assuming they chose spells. Yes, it was spells. Alright. Likely we will not be drawing any spell cards for the time being, but we will draw monsters, which is, at least something for the Cash Tira half of our deck. How much stuff have they banished face down? I do know that they banished for 6 off of the Pot of Extravagance earlier, and then I think I managed to banish one thing off of Unicorn, so that's 7 for Diablosis if we even get to that. Okay. Yep, there will be 2 turns for Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Unless, of course, we draw... No, drawing into Kashtira Birth does not help either, because it will be it will just immediately be destroyed by Eradicator Epidemic Virus. So Fenrir will have to do a lot of heavy lifting for the next couple of minutes here, if we even get to that. My opponent's deck is looking dangerously thin, though, compared to mine. I still have like around 30 plus cards in my deck, and then my opponent is like down to half. I have banished a lot of their good stuff at least, so they will be struggling a bit, but you never know with Labyrinth. They have a really good guiding game that Eldritch wishes it had. Although that is a combination that I have not really seen, although granted, I think Eldritch hard locks you into summoning only zombies, if I remember correctly. At least Labyrinth only locks you, I think, into Darks, which is a lot more forgiving. And yeah, now I'm saying it out loud, these two decks will clash heavily, because one of them locks Darks and the other locks into Zombies. So... And both decks don't really share too much. I mean, granted, if you do manage to fuse those decks to get those two decks into something comprehensive, I mean, I'm just theory crafting right now, but it could potentially be very powerful, as you have like 2 control decks from 2 completely different eras somehow working together. But it's a light versus dark thing, and more often than not, those 2 attributes have attribute locks, especially the more powerful decks. So who knows if anyone can make it work. But if there's somebody who can make it work, I will probably know sooner or later. So this will take a while. Unless my opponent somehow finds a lethal line, which is a possibility still. Although granted, they don't really have much in their extra deck at this point. Unless they manage to summon 4 monsters here, which is also a possibility. But we shall see. So I'll just skip to the next interesting point, which is either my death or my opponent's end board, if any. Okay, so my opponent found a nearly lethal line. Oh, he summoned it in defense. I don't know why. I think that this was the effect that summons her from the hand in defense position. Yeah, it's that. But he does get a search, and I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to be able to crawl out of this. So I'll just let my opponent kill me here, and we'll move on to the next duel. Okay, let's see what my opening hand has for me here. And ooh, finally. This is a decent ass cash theater hand, but as for runic, probably not. So we will lean hard on our runic side here. And then there we go. Yeah, cash theater birth. That's completely fine there. Then we'll summon unicorn. Oh, once the game allows. There we go. Alright. Unicorn, activate your effect. This is just discard fodder at this point because you only really need one Kashtira birth. Although granted, once Perlerino makes an appearance, we will be having that in the deck as well. So there's that. I think we should just draw one card here. All things considered. Because, you know, we like drawing cards. Yes, I would like to target a face-up monster, and then the next time it would be destroyed, it will not be destroyed. There we go. And we will draw one card once the game loads properly. There we go. Alright. We'll return that one into the deck, unless you have an Ash Blossom opponent. Fenrir is as good a draw as any. Oh my god. Oh, thank you, Runic. Alright, then we will search a Kashtira monster, which will always be Rise Hearts, so we can end on Rise Heart and Diablosis and pass. It's not exactly the optimal board because you'd rather end with something like Runic Fountain plus one other thing. But that's what we're given, and we have banished, I think, 6. No, we've only banished 3, so we'll banish even more. We'll get Ogre onto the board here. There we go. And then we will get our 2 level 7s. So we have Shangri-Ira, and then we'll have Ogre, or rather, we'll have Diablosis as well. All right, so we'll put Shangri-Ira here on the side, so that we won't get Geonator Transversered, which is always a possibility. Hasn't happened to me yet, but apparently it's a possibility. Which is why the safest spot on the board to summon your big monsters is always on your rightmost side, because a lot of link monsters that allow you to change control of a monster usually point somewhere here in the center. So there's that. All right, Diablosis, banish that. Oh dear God, this is another cash. This is a fucking Kashtira mirror. Oh my God, he is stacked to the 9s. So we can't exactly take anything that would completely hamper him here. I guess we just reduce the number of Shangri-Iras he could make. Oh my God, this game. Oh, what does Yu-Gi-Oh come to? Oh my God. I mean, granted, I will be playing Pearly once I save up the UR points for it, but good God. Oh my God, this game. That's why the players who play this game have a love-hate relationship with it, and I'm one of those players. Okay, so we banished a good chunk of their deck at least, and we'll remove 2 of their monster zones, so that they'll have even less to work with. Okay, there we go. Is this a... I know... yeah, Kashtira Bird is only once per turn, so having multiples of them will not help in the slightest. But at the very least, we won't need to search Kashtira Birth anymore. Although, granted, that means Unicorn will not have any more search targets. So, there's that. Activate card effect? Yes, I will happily activate. And I will search Fenrir so that my opponent will be scared in making any... or rather, in activating any monster effects. So, there's that. This is if his extra deck is literally all level 7s, then that means this is the floodgate version of Kashtira. Oh my God. I mean, granted, my board isn't exactly anything to write home about, but if he does, okay, he is activating a monster effect here. Right. Let's see if he's lucky or rather unlucky. All right, he discarded the Dogman, which I assume he would have rather had in hand. So there's that. All right, we will banish the Unicorn here before he gets to activate any of his effects. So yeah, I think it's better to remove that now rather than later. There we go. Yep, and all of my monsters lose attack anyway. Yes, we will continue milling my opponent out, and also Shangri-Ira, you do your thing. We'll get rid of the centermost zone because why not? There we go. This is also why, at least in the paper game, the most common piece of counter, or rather, the most common counter against Kashtira is just a plain old Book of Moon. Of all things, Book of Moon has made and hell, even its cousin, Book of Eclipse, both quick play spell cards have made quite the comeback because of Kashtira. Because Shangri-Ira, in case you guys didn't know, its effects only really work if it's face up on the field. So if it's flip face down, it basically turns the whole thing off. So yeah, we're gonna cut it here because I would assume you got. I mean, I'm pretty tired at this point because good God, facing off against like a bunch of control decks in a row has really fried my brain significantly here. So yeah, if you're gonna play meta, I would recommend this version, but as you guys have seen, there are two other versions there, which the other version being probably what my opponent is on, which is pure Kashtira, as we saw in the extra deck. It's all level 7s in there, and then it's usually supported by a bunch of floodgates like Dimension Fissure and Dimension Shifter and whatnot. And also they probably have the level 7 SR that can special summon itself. I think its name is Ascended of Thunder. So it's just to turbo out your rank 7s as fast as possible. And then also, of course, there's Combo Kashtira with where they use the no punks as a way to get into odd numbered synchro monsters, and also as a way to they have level 3s in there. So, and most of the Kashtiras are level 7s, and that's extremely easy access to Baron de Fleur. And then there's also my version, which is Kashtira Control. It's just Kashtira cards. I mean, you could still have floodgates in the control variant of Kashtira, which is probably which is what my opponent is playing, but they're probably heavier on the floodgate side rather than me playing literally a Magic the Gathering style control deck, where it's just 1-for-1 interaction, stopping my opponent from doing whatever it is they need to do. You can also play this version. So there's 3 flavors of Kashtira to choose from, but I will be saving my UR points so that I can finally build Pearly. Or I will wait until the Duelist Nexus support comes out sometime this year. Probably close to the end of the year is when they'll release it. Given how Master Duel releases new cards. But until then, I will be rocking this specific build until Pearly is at its full working capacity here on Master Duel. So, like I said, we're gonna cut it here. And if you like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.